So here's the deal. If you've been in a classroom, you've seen the projector in the classroom, you can make finger puppets on the projector, right? If you didn't ever see the projector and someone told you, hey, those are real shadows on the wall, those are real objects on the wall, you wouldn't know any better, especially if you're a child and you don't really understand how physics works. You don't understand how the nature of reality works. That's kind of like it is in this realm. You see, we can't see the projector. We just see the projection. We don't see the source. The source is the master, okay? Now, what you're looking at is a solar eclipse. And if you look at this, you can see the outline of the entire sun. The reason you can see the outline of the entire sun is because what you're looking at is not occurring exactly where you can see it. So you're looking at the solar eclipse, but the shadow that's taking place is not occurring right here. There's not an object right here where you see that red outline. That's not an object right there blocking the sun. The sun is a focal point projection, and it's projected from the Arctic center, okay? The sun is the proton. The moon, the stars, the planets are electrons. The planets move in concentric circles around the sun. The sun is on the inside track, okay? And you can actually do some research. You can look up concentric circles of electrons and what they have to do with the magnetic field. They actually are what creates the magnetic field. Essentially, what powers the magnetic field. Those are the planets, okay? Now, because it's a projection, and when it's a new moon because the moon is going back into the sun to renew. And when it renews, this is occurring at the Arctic center, okay? So the moon goes back into the sun, and at this point, the moon passes right over the sun and blocks the projection that we see, okay? That's why you can't see a circle around the whole thing. You can't see the moon. Okay? If this was a physical object, you would see the whole moon. You wouldn't see the outline of the sun. So when I tell you everything is projected from the center, you can see it, and it is occurring at the Arctic center, but you're seeing it in your dome of vision. Okay? So at the Arctic center, you have the black hole. The sun, the real sun that you can't see, is going around the horizon of the black hole on the inside track. Outside of that sun is the planets moving in concentric circles around the sun. And I'm going to take 1 second to let you know this is the framework that I learned from Lindsay Harris. And I have done a ton of research, and this is the model of reality. Now, what you can also see, like I said, this is the master. The father is the black hole at the center. And you'll see in 1 second, it looks like the MasterCard. It's what's happening at creation. So it's creating the MasterCard logo. They always tell us in their logos what's going on. If you think about all the logos they use, the Space Force logo, the Russian Imperial crown, the Tesla logo, the Star Trek Delta logo, all that is it's basically the Arctic center, the magnetic field lines of a ring magnet. Now, why would they use the geometry of the magnetic field lines of a ring magnet for Space Force if they're not telling you the truth in plain sight? Okay, this is how they speak to each other using code. So you have to understand, when humans, a great veil will be lifted when humans understand the language of symbolism. Now, you can't say that there's a physical object moving in front of the sun because you can see the outline of the sun. There's no possible way you can infer or deduce from seeing a solar eclipse that there's actually an object, physical object moving in front of the sun. It's impossible. That's physical proof and evidence, and you can record your own solar eclipse and you'll see the same thing. This is what you will see. This is the new moon passing over the sun, going into the sun to become the new moon before the next moon cycle. Okay? The moon cycle is 29.53 days. The sun cycle is 365.25 days. The moon analemma occurs in one moon cycle, in a month. In the sun cycle, the annual sun cycle is a 720 degree electron half spin, you could call it. It's a 720 degree cycle. That's the analemma, is two 360 degree circles essentially. And the moon cycle, moon also creates the analemma in 29.53 days, the same analemma that the sun creates in 365.25 days. They're both in that 720 degree magnetic cycle. Now, it's important to clarify and make sure you're following me here. This is occurring in the sky above you, but you're seeing a projection of what is occurring at the Arctic center. Okay? The moon is in the central vortex of creation. You may have never heard of this before. That's entirely possible. If you want to learn more, you can watch more of my videos, but the best thing for you to do is check out Lindsay Harris' Tomb of Illumination, because he breaks it all down. And don't just watch one of his videos or two of his videos. If you don't understand it at first, don't give up on it. If you want to know the truth about creation and you want to know the truth about reality, watch all of his videos until you understand it. It's important as a human being to understand reality and understand where we are, what we are, who we are, why we're here, and what our purpose is. That's why we are being distracted, because this is what they're hiding from us. They're hiding the truth of creation. You must learn this. Seek and ye shall find. Test all things. The truth will set you free. Okay? That is truth. When humans understand the language of symbolism, a great veil will be lifted.